Hello Libra, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Libra is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Libra, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we begin with the Hermit card. Interesting. I feel like you've been doing a lot more introspection lately. A lot of, to me, kind of looks like really searching for that guiding light again. I don't know if we've been feeling a little bit kind of alone out in the darkness in a way, or if we're just looking to kind of reconnect with ourselves so that we can then continue on with our path, right? Continue on with your work. Let's put this into some context, all right? I wonder if you've been feeling a little bit more withdrawn lately. Maybe we are not... Yeah, see, now there's the Wheel of Fortune. That's nice already. I wonder if maybe you've been kind of pulling back from like social situations or like other kinds of interests or activities because you're really kind of like buckling down on your success, right? Oh, an Ace of Cups too. You're getting all the best cards. Now a Knight of Cups. A Ten of Wands. That makes sense. And then another Court card here. Now we have... Interesting. Now we've got a Queen of Swords. Maybe we've got an older male and an older female. I could be talking about, your parents maybe on either side, or we'll see. We've got a Four of Cups. We've got an Eight of Wands now. And we've got another Court card. Now we have a Princess of Wands and a Queen of Wands. Interesting. I feel like there are a group of people around you, and I don't know if these are family or if this is kind of a career thing, or if this is us kind of like almost like going through our relationships and strengthening the ones that are really supportive of us, strengthening the ones that are healthy for us, that are nurturing to us, and maybe realizing which ones are just kind of not for us anymore. You know, that maybe that sounds harsh, but I feel as if you're kind of like you're putting together a dream team here. You know, let's select the mystery card. Bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. And let's see, maybe right there. We're just going to set it down. We're going to put Mr. Ed right on top. Happy little horse. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that card is or you have a hunch, I want you to put that hunch down in the comments, okay? Let's do it together. Let's make it a little bit more interactive. Let's exercise our intuition together, all right? Let's look around the room. Excuse my voice today. I don't even want to hear it. We've got major and major. We've got two major Arcana cards right here in the center. This is the big message, right? Spirit's coming through loud and clear. It's time for you to really buckle down and find your inner light and focus on your success and prosperity. Spirit is giving you the opportunity right now to expand your life or your business or your success, progress, whatever it is. It's really the chance to to level it up, right? It's really a good time for you. Maybe you're feeling like you're kind of at the bottom of the wheel. All right. You might be feeling a little bit like you're kind of stuck between the rubber and the road, and that's not really a fun place to be. I think that you're refocusing yourself, you're calibrating, you're realigning your consciousness, really. I think we're discovering what things we should be putting more effort into and which things perhaps need less of our attention. All right, we're trying to really be efficient here and be kind of economic with our consciousness, with our attention, with our focus, with our will, with our creative energy. Okay, so we've got our two major arcana cards. We got a lot of fire here, though, right? We got a lot of fire here, 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 and here. And that fire really is telling me you've got a lot of ambition. You've got a lot of creative force and fire in you right now. And it's time for you, I think, to really, again, kind of consolidate that, bring that back in. All right? We'll talk about that. So we've got our fire, we've got our water. We've got just a touch of air here, not a lot of air at all. And then, of course, we don't have any real earth energy. We have a little bit of earth implied in several cards here. The Hermit, obviously, is that Virgo energy. That's earth energy. The 10 of Wands, well, the 10 is always the number of manifestation of the kind of complete cycle of the energy, so that's kind of an earthy energy there. The 4 of Cups here implies solidity, stability with the number 4, right? 4 elements, 4 directions, the 4 winds. The 4 guardians. So there's some stability there. And then, of course, we have the Princess of Wands, which is earth of fire, right? This is the earthy aspect of fire and how we are kind of allowing our impulses and our ideas to become grounded in the physical world. So I think we have a lot of different ways of manifesting energy here. And I think that's really what the theme of this is all about, right? How we are manifesting our energy. Are we doing it in the right way? Do we need to perhaps change our methods? Do we need to stop manifesting our energy in one place and put a little bit more over here, right? We're kind of rebalancing our spiritual, creative, energetic investments, if you will. The older female energy here, and I think that the air energy here, I think this is someone in your life that has passed. I'm wondering, maybe it could be like a mother figure, grandmother, could be an older sibling. It could be a more distant relative. I feel like somebody passed in a car accident. And I don't know, maybe that was someone that you were very close with, because I feel as if that was someone that you used to have a lot of conversations with, and probably still do, yeah. I think that's somebody that always had a very unique perspective on things, someone that you could always go to for advice. Maybe it was mom, maybe it was grandma, maybe it was older sister, right? I feel like they were sort of a confidant, but almost like an advisor, someone that you could go to and they would kind of give you their straight opinion. They wouldn't really sugarcoat it, right? I kind of feel that with the Queen of Swords here, okay? But let's keep looking around here. Let's talk about the Hermit, because I feel like you did withdraw from kind of a more busy life. I don't know if maybe you've retired, maybe you've taken an early retirement, maybe you've taken a sabbatical, maybe you're just already pulling back a little bit of your energy from certain social circles or certain other activities that you were engaged with. Okay, because I feel that the light is kind of being drawn in and it's being covered up with a cloak here with this one. Also, Spirit's telling me to ask, who is having the baby? Is somebody expecting? If so, congratulations to whoever they are. But I feel like there is a new addition coming in your life, and maybe this is a friend or a family member. It could be you, and that would explain a lot about the Hermit card here. But I feel like there's a new life coming into your world. Maybe not, right directly in your life, but maybe a few people removed from you. But someone someone in your circle, someone in your family or in your friend group. It feels like it anyway. And that could be giving us a reason to kind of reconsider where we're putting our efforts, because maybe we know, hey, there's this new life, and we've got to put some attention there, so I need to pull some energy away from other things, right? Rebalancing things now. And this could really be, I don't know if that kind of an impression is literal. For some of you, it is literal, and there is kind of a new life that's coming into the picture. But I think it's also a metaphor for that kind of life event that really, really makes us rethink things, really makes us reconsider and redirect our energy. And I think when I say, rethink things, it's kind of between these two. And because I think this is thinking and feeling. So we're trying to rebalance our heart and our mind to figure out how to appropriately direct our creative energy, our focus, our attention. What things are we giving attention to? Okay. And the hermit does that work of going inward and consolidating that energy. It's kind of like, you look at how much money's in your bank account, and then you figure out what things need to get paid right now, Some things may have to wait till next month, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like that with the creative energy. You only have so much time, so much energy in your life. Now, the Ten of Wands up, and we'll talk about the Wheel of Fortune in a second, but the Ten of Wands up here, this is something that we really we can't do anymore. Because I think this is you trying to give everything in your life equal effort, equal attention. And you've been pulled in many different directions. We got that with the Eight. The Eight of Wands over here too is kind of showing the same thing. And I don't feel like we can sustain this. I think this is too much energy being pulled. I think you're being spread, too thin with that Ten of Wands. You may even have started to feel this physically with kind of shoulder pain, neck pain, back muscle pain. Because it feels like it's just a lot of weight, I'm feeling like you go to bed so exhausted that when you wake up just a few hours later, you don't even feel rested. It feels like sleep just went by like that, and suddenly you're awake again. You've got to start it all over, and you don't feel that you've recovered at all, right? So I think you need more sleep, right? Because I feel like this is it's too much. You're trying to do too much. You're trying to put in equal efforts. It's like you want to give every aspect of your life, every person in your life, 100% of you, of your attention at least, of your efforts. And I don't think that's sustainable. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune, it is saying that, hey, it's time for you to focus on those things in your life that are very important, those things that are meant for you, those Aces of Cups, right? Those new additions to your life, if that's what's going on. And in some ways that it's a metaphor too, because the Ace of Cups is like, what's the baby in your life? What is that new life that you need to nurture? And, well, maybe it's a pet, maybe it's a plant, maybe it's a baby. But there's something now that is like your baby, or like a baby, that needs that kind of attention. If it's going to grow into something, it needs all of your attention, right? And I know when my wife and I had our daughter, she was and still is 100% of our focus, And that was what we put all of our effort, all of our time and money and attention onto, was her, especially she's our first and only child, and a newborn, and so it was, a lot of energy had to be pulled back from other things in order to give the baby, all the attention that it needs and deserves, and that we wanted to, to give to her. So I feel like there is a baby in your life, whether it's a literal baby or if it's a new project, if it's a new business, if it's something that you're doing spiritually, a new practice, it needs more of your attention. If you want this to grow and blossom and really expand in prosperity and abundance, you've got to give it more attention. All right? And the Wheel of Fortune is saying it's time. This is the perfect time for you to do this. The Wheel of Fortune is like the cosmic wristwatch. It's like Spirit's timepiece. and we don't always understand the timing. We don't have Spirit's schedule or itinerary. So when things happen, we can't say, oh, I wasn't ready yet. I didn't think this was happening till next Thursday at 2 p.m. Spirit doesn't care. Our approval is not required. Our participation is not required. We either use this as an opportunity to get ourselves back to the top of the wheel, or we don't. Everything is a choice, right? But change is happening. This wheel is turning. And I think it is, it's turning very close to you right now. And it's really your opportunity to hop on, go for the ride. Yeah. So there is a baby in your life, and there is this need to put more attention onto it. Maybe you need to invest more money, time, effort, energy, creative will, spiritual will into growing this thing, right? But we can't do that if our energy is already exhausted with these other things, other people. I feel like there's some family things going on that are kind of draining a lot of your energy. I don't know if there's some kind of friction or discord between family members. Maybe you don't fully get along with all of your family members, and so it does take a lot of work to kind of maintain those. It's almost like, there are some people, we all have known people like this in our lives, that it's very draining to interact with them. It takes a lot of effort to even have a phone conversation, and you just feel worn out afterwards. That's kind of what I mean. And not everybody in life is like that, but I think there are one or two people for you that kind of feel that way for you. And I think that's part of this energy that we have to figure out where are we leaking energy? Because all of that energy could be invested in this Ace of Cups, and this Ace of Cups can become your dream come true, right? You have this kind of opportunity right now. Let's talk about these, the court cards again. I really am getting the strong older female energy here. Have you been noticing that the lights have been flickering more lately maybe in your house, or just maybe when you go to the store or something? Because I feel like this person's like kind of playing with the lights, like just maybe to get your attention, or maybe there's some other sort of connection there with lights flashing with you and this person. I don't know if that's kind of an inside detail, but I see like the lights flickering in the house or in like a supermarket kind of thing. And I think that's their way of kind of communicating with you. Maybe it's like a Morse code kind of thing, Reminds me of Stranger Things a little bit, but I love that show. That show's great. But I feel like this person's still with you. And I feel like they still are kind of acting as an advisor for you, now Spirit's prompting me now to ask, who's the twin? Are you a twin? Is the baby that's coming, are there two? Is it a twin thing? Maybe this older female energy is not a mom or a grandma. Maybe this was a twin that was, well, I guess it would have to be just kind of moments older than you. There's a twin somewhere here, okay? And I don't think it's referring to a Gemini person. I think it's literally there is two identical things of something. And I don't know if it has to do with kind of what you're trying to grow and focus on and put your effort and energy into, or if there's some other synchronicity there with twins, okay? It could be that some of this family stuff that we're talking about could be maybe your twin that you don't quite see eye to eye on, that there's some kind of friction there, and it takes some effort to really get into a good place with them. The Knight of Cups in the past position here, I think that this really is, this is the way that you connect with people. And it really is you're a very generous person. I think that you would feed everybody. Like I see you making like large amounts of food, and just anyone that wants to come and have a meal, like come on over, having like a Friendsgiving kind of thing. And you just like, invite everybody, whoever wants to come, there's plenty of food. I feel like you're very generous that way. And that's a wonderful quality. It really, truly is. I feel like you like to be of service. I feel like you really enjoy helping people because it makes you feel good. To make other people feel good makes us feel good. And I think that's the Knight of Cups. It's that exchange. But I also feel like we need to rein it in a little bit. We can be so generous that we kind of that we put ourselves in poverty. You know what I mean? I'm all for charity. I'm all for donating money and helping people and giving and giving and giving, but not if it is putting you in a compromised position, And I think that's part of this too, and it has to do with the energy. We're giving out so much of our energy that we're not taking in enough. You're not sleeping enough. You're not eating enough to sustain that kind of energy level. There's not enough hours in the day, right? And so I think that this is part of it, but I think it comes from such a beautiful place in you. And it really, really does. And that might be something that was instilled in you by your dad or grandfather figure. Because I feel that there is this, I don't know, almost that there's this feeling like that's just the right way to be. There's no thought behind it. There's no question about it. It's just, we're all humans. That's the way it's supposed to be. We're supposed to share. We're supposed to help each other. There's no dilemma there. It's just something that you do. Let's go to the path of the serpent now. And as we do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, and it really helps out the channel, and I really do appreciate that. So thank you. Okay. 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups as a general energy. I think this is good enough. This is, I think the way we're taking this Ace of Cups and we're doing it, we're creating it, we're making it kind of solid, but that's as far as it's gone, right? And I think that really the message here is that we've got to put more effort, more focus on this, less focus on some of these other things if this is really going to move beyond the 4. Because the 4 seems like it's stable, seems like, well, it's up and running, right? It's good enough. But it could be so much greater, and indeed it will need more attention because the 4s, they seem stable and kind of earthly and, solid, but it's an illusion. It's a false sense of stability, safety, security. There's my cat to confirm. So we need to put in a little bit more effort into this because this is us kind of saying, look, I've done it and it's good enough for now. Or it's reached a point now where I can kind of leave it alone. But this card is really a resistance to change. And I think part of the issue here is that we all have a difficult time changing, especially when our feelings are involved. We have these, again, that Knight of Cups kind of energy of giving and expending a lot of our energy in other places. But we have to be honest with ourselves and say, now that there is this new baby, whatever, literal baby or a new project, investment, new business, whatever it is. Maybe it's a new relationship. It could be a romantic relationship for you, right? Something just kind of brand new, needs a lot of attention. It could be a plant or a puppy too, I don't know. We have to realize that what we care about, what we value, is now changing. Things cannot stay the same, and you know that because you feel that. You feel that your heart's changing. You've got this new thing that needs your attention, so things cannot stay the same. So there's no point in resisting change, but at the same time, it's like, I don't want anything to change. Because the 4 is always about change needs to happen, but we're resisting it. And we think, I can do it all. Things are okay the way they are. But just the fact that we have this card here says no, because look, this is 4 pretty stable chalices, right, stacked on top of each other, but it looks like there's a storm coming. And that storm, we can't do anything about that, right? We can't change the weather. I mean, not really. that change is coming. And if we think that these 4 cups are stable, they're going to come crashing down. The first gentle breeze that blows, they're going to fall down. They don't look really all that stable. Okay? And so the point is that, yes, it seems like things are fine the way they are, but change is coming and we can't avoid that. So we've got to harmonize with it, right? And we've got the 8 of Wands here, of course. And was there a recent like skin cancer scare for you? I feel like someone close to you like went to get something checked out, and it turned out that it was nothing, but it kind of like it like made your heart skip a beat, you know, because we all worry about, you know, skin cancer especially. I feel like there was kind of a scare like that. Like it turned out to be nothing, but it was like, I got to start putting sunscreen on or something, you know. Anyway, the 8 of Wands here, it's in the position of your environment. I think your environment is really pulling your creative energy in so many different directions that maybe you feel like you're just kind of spinning around. Sometimes you get dizzy with how busy your schedule is. If it weren't for, you know, your Google Calendar, you wouldn't know what you're doing day to day. You know, sometimes it's just kind of, you know, you look at your watch, it's 4 o'clock, a.m. or p.m., where am I? You know, we've all had moments like that. And yes, I'm exaggerating for dramatic effect, but I feel that's kind of what's going on. It's just so busy. And there's so many things that you need to do, one thing kind of after the other, many different directions. It's hard for you to concentrate, consolidate, and maybe it's becoming more difficult for you to tap into your spiritual energy. Maybe it's just like, I have no time for meditation. I have no time for prayer or worship or ritual. Yeah. And so this maybe is what we need to get back to as well. Maybe this Ace of Cups, maybe the baby here is your kind of spiritual life, and it needs taken care of, right? Could be many different things. Now we have the rest of the fire energy that we're going to get to. The Princess of Wands here is the earthy part of fire. So this is every impulse now manifesting. This is anything that you feel or think or will, you do. This is the instant moment of creation from impulse to behavior. Well, in this case, this card's representing the truism that not every impulse needs to become a behavior. And I've said that many times on this channel, every time we get this rascal here. Because this is just someone that every prompting they have from inside, they just do. Everything that they kind of feel inspired to say, they'll say it. Any kind of impulsive behavior, they'll just go and do it. Right? There's nothing to check that. What is usually there is your heart and your mind, your thinking and your feeling, right? So it really is a matter of, well, this is the card that we don't want. This is what we're trying to avoid. And to me, for you, this card is talking about almost like a difficulty saying no to people. You know, because I feel like everybody asks you to do something or needs you for something, and you feel the impulse, yes, I want to do it. You know, you feel like doing it, and you do it. But I think now our priorities have to shift, and we have to kind of think and feel differently and say, no, I've got this baby to take care of. I can't go help you. I can't do these other things all the time. I'm not saying that you have to cut everybody off in your life and just focus on the puppy, the baby, the plant, the business, whatever this is, the spiritual life. But I think there needs to be more of a rebalancing. That's what I'm talking about. I wonder if this mystery card is going to be your power card, the Justice card. The balances. Or the balance. So yeah, the difficulty here, I think, is saying no to other people. And it's not that people are taking advantage of you. It's that you really feel enthusiastic. You're like, yeah, I want to do that. Yeah, I would love to help you, or I'd love to go here and do this and that and all these other things. So it's not like you're just kind of, it's not like you have an ability, let me rephrase that. It's not like you lack the ability to say no. You just have this intense will to say yes to everything, right? It's all about perspective. Yeah. Speaking of perspective, we've got this Queen of Wands here at the end. Now, the Queen of Wands is the same kind of fiery energy, the same kind of enthusiasm, but now the Ace of Cups is within there. The Queen of Wands is the water of fire. So now it's someone who has this fiery energy, this creative energy, this enthusiasm, this confidence and ambition, but it's fueled by this water. So to me, the Queen of Wands is someone that can make decisions based on based on what they value, based on what's really behind them right now, on what they really care about and what their priorities need to be, based on that Ace of Cups. That's how you're determining where you're directing your fire energy. It's not just everywhere all at once, right? Because you have to consider this. So it's almost like this is a new responsibility that's kind of forcing you to reconsider where you're putting your attention and your energy and your will. Okay, let's look at the mystery card now. I also feel like that's, that we might be talking about some other family members, because if we get a lot of court cards, we start thinking, okay, there's a lot of people here. All right, let's look at the mystery card now. Thank you, Mr. Ed. I want it to be your power card, the Libra card, the adjustment or justice card. But I'd also like to see some earth energy, because we don't really have any particular earth energy, right? We don't have any direct, obvious, literal earth energy here. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. All right, let's see what we have. A Four of Wands. Interesting. This makes sense because, again, we have the idea of the four. And like I said, the four is kind of a suggestion of the earth, right? Four elements, four winds, the four guardians, four directions. And so it's very much like the Four of Cups in that it's stable for now until change, comes, until there's a storm coming. But to me, since this is fire, this is really telling me that you're able to take this fire energy and manifest it where it needs to go, but understanding that, yes, change is going to happen and you're going to have to redirect it. That fire energy is going to go somewhere else now. So it's not that we are, now I don't think we're resisting change. I think we're realizing now that, even when we look at the 8, we go from 8 to 4, we're being a little bit more selective with where we're putting all of our energies. And I think when we do that, I think people are going to appreciate us more. I think you're going to feel more connected with what you're doing because you're doing half the amount of things. You're going to sleep twice as long. You're going to eat more healthy food. And you're going to be more selective with where you're putting your efforts because your priority is this Ace of Cups. Everything else has to kind of wait in line or take a number. But I think when you do get to these other things, you're going to feel a lot better about it because you have time to slow down and enjoy it because you're not just kind of already rushing to the next thing. You know what I mean? Kind of like cutting your daily activities in half, in a way. Yeah. So I think this is good. I think this is talking about the redirection of this fire energy, and that really is what we need right now. But we're going to do an extended reading, too. If you want to stick around for that, you can click on the link that should be up in the corner, or there's one down in the video description. New readings for Libra every Wednesday and Saturday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. But I'm here every day. Just come on back, see me again tomorrow. Yeah. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free. Doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. And leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.